What's going on, you guys? Litmantuck is coming back at you with another book review, and today I want to book review Monster Slayer by Sam Ryder. And the main character is himself, Sam Ryder. I really like the book, and I'm going to continue with the series. And I feel like it's a game-lit book. It's more into the fantasy realm because they don't really use a bunch of stats, but they do have different levels. At the beginning of the book, Sam Ryder, not living too great of a life. He got fired from his job in kind of a bad way. I hear this time and time again in these types of books, and I don't mind it. I like, you got to have a little loneliness or whatever in the beginning. So he's approached by this woman. She gives him a ride on her motorcycle. She's very attractive, very hot. And then he gets to a point to where he feels compelled to kiss her. He goes to kiss her. All of a sudden, he blacks out, and he ends up in a cocoon. And he's in another world. And then when he comes out of that cocoon, he's in an entirely new body. And he's basically at the lowest rank. And so these goddesses, they recruit people as much as they can to fight off the monster. That's why it's called Monster Slayer. And I kind of like the setting because sometimes, even though I appreciate it, some of the books, it gets too involved in just different levels and with creativity and stuff. Not saying that this book is not creative, but basically everybody, I would say all the players in this book is some form of barbarian. It has that setting. It kind of reminds me of the setting kind of reminds me of the old school Robert E. Howard. There's a book that I like. It's called Almeric, and it was made in the 40s. I believe by Robert E. Howard. If you don't know who that is, he is the person who created the character Conan the Barbarian. So Almeric is a book where the main character, Isukarn, so as I was doing this, I got a phone call, like right in the middle. It's almost like when I listen to the audio and get a phone call, I rarely ever answer my phone. Anyway, I'm back on track. It reminds me of the book Almeric, where the main character, he had to go to a different world, but in that world, everybody was a predator, or every animal was some type of predator. Same way in this book is a bunch of monsters, and in the daytime there are monsters, and then at night the monsters are way more powerful. So the main character, Sam Ryder, it's bright over here. Hold on, I'm losing my vision. There we go. The main character, Sam Ryder, he's basically at the lowest level, but whenever he goes to fight the monsters, he's thinking of new ways that they can do things, because they've been at it for centuries. These goddesses, they recruit people to fight monsters. They put them in a cocoon, and they basically spit on them. So their spit is basically what transformed these people into potential heroes. And then when it's time for them to level, they don't like spit on them, but they use their spit and they put them in the cocoon. And that's how they turn them from a regular human into these superhumans. And then when it's time for them to level up, they spit on them again. But the thing is, if they spit on them too early, before they're ready to level up, then the spit will act as a poison and basically kill them in a very terrible way. And so I thought, I got a good chuckle out of that. But, it's just a different outlook on leveling up and, and gaming and stuff like that. And so the book is good. I really like it. I'm going to continue the series. Sam Ryder is an interesting character. I don't want to spoil too much for you. And he does end up leveling up. But one thing I like about this book is very hard to level up. I mean, they barely make it to level 2. They barely make it to level 3 by the end of the book. So check it out, man. Monster Slayers by Sam Ryder. That's all I got for now. I'll see you on the next book.